Hello, my fellow Nigerians. Fresh crisis in Alaafin of Oyo appointments as kingmakers exposes Governor Makinde's alleged ignorance. 5 of the kingmakers in Oyo town on Friday rejected the appointment and the approval of Prince Abimbola Hakeem Owoade as the new Alaafin of Oyo. The kingmakers, High Chief Yusuf Basorun of Oyo, High Chief Wakil Akindele Lagona of Oyo, High Chief Hamzat Yusuf Akiniku of Oyo, Chief Wahab Oyetunji warrant chief stand in for Ashipa of Oyo, and the Chief Gbadebo Muftau warrant chief staff in for Lakmeni of Oyo. In a letter signed by their lawyer, Adekunle Sobaloju San described the approval as illegal and unlawful. According to them, in the letter addressed to Governor Seyi Makinde, it is not the duty of the governor to convene the meeting of few kingmakers and emergency warranted chiefs to select or appoint a new Alaafin on the 9th of January 2025 and hurriedly approved the appointment on the 10th of January 2025, declaring the appointment of Prince Owoade as null and void. The kingmakers said they did not recommend Owoade's name to the state government, insisting that the only person they put forward as the next Alaafin was Prince Lukman Gbadegesin. You will recall that on 30th September 2022, at the meeting of the Kingsmakers, in accordance with the Alaafin of Oyo Chieftaincy Declaration 1961, the Kingmakers appointed Prince Lukman Adelodun Gbadegesin as the Alaafin of Oyo by majority of the lawful votes of the Kingsmakers, they said. The Kingsmakers added Prince Lukman Adelodun Gbadegesin, having obtained the majority of votes of the Kingsmakers present and voting was deemed accepted. His name was forwarded to Your Excellency as the candidate appointed by the Kingsmakers as Alaafin of Oyo for your approval, which you refused to do for no disclosed reason at all. The Kingmakers thereafter filed an action to stop Your Excellency from truncating the process, culminating in the present appeal at the Courts of Appeal. In the letter, the Kingmakers stressed that they were surprised that in the government announcement, it claimed that the selection was made after wide consultation and divination. We must emphatically state that the Alaafin is not chosen by consultation or divination, but in strict compliance with the registered Alaafin of Oyo Chieftaincy Declaration of 1967, which codifies the native law and the custom governing the selection process for the vacant stool of Alaafin, they said. According to the Kingmakers, under the registered Alaafin of Oyo Chieftaincy Declaration of 1967, it is only the Basorun of Oyo, the head of the Oyomesi and the Kingsmakers, that can summon a meeting of the Kingsmakers to the purpose of selecting a candidate to fill the vacant stool of the Alaafin of Oyo. In this instance, the Basorun did not summon any such meeting, nor was there any meeting convened in the Alaafin's palace, as custom demands, where the said Prince Abimbola Hakeem Owoade was selected or appointed as the new Alaafin. Any meeting of few kingmakers and emergency warrant chiefs held at the governor's office on the 9th of January 2025 or elsewhere at the instance of the Commissioner of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs to select the preferred candidate of the governor as the new Alaafin is not only contrary to the native law and custom and chieftaincy declaration of Alaafin of Oyo, but unlawful, illegal, invalid, null, and void. My brothers and sisters, this is what we are saying. Problem here and there. In the comment section, here was some of our own are saying. Hey, Oyo should do the needful and let peace reign, for God's sake. We don't want any wahala, any problem again. I support the Oyemesis. It is null and void. Alaafin is not a child play throne. Due process must be taken. The governor must stay clear. Can we say because INEC is corrupt, the president should be the one to appoint the governor? Whether the king maker are corrupt or not, is their right. Can we allow the president to appoint the governor? It's totally wrong for the governor to appoint a king. The issue of corruption is just an excuse. Yoruba land is in trouble. The governor is now an emperor. Now, wow, says another one. Our kings cause all these problems for themselves and for all other people in their towns. What concerns any governors about selections of a king? In as much we have king makers, and these king makers are the one knows to the person that oracle choose. The roles of governor is to present staff of office to king and other necessary things. But it's just because of politics our king makers have sold their right. That is why their famous have gone. My brothers and sisters, this is what we are saying. In the comment section, you are free to say your opinion on this issue of Alaafin of Oyo and on the throne of Alaafin between the governor and the Oyemesi and Oyo people. So say your opinion on the comment section. Subscribe to this channel, share, love and like. God bless Nigeria. Thanks and God